I never thought a simple family camping trip could turn into something so dark and twisted. I'm Dan, and this is the story of one night that still haunts me. We drove deep into a quiet state park, far away from the city and its busy life. The trees were tall and the woods felt endless. It was supposed to be a break from our daily routine, a time to laugh, share stories, and enjoy the peace of nature. But that night, the silence was broken by secrets that should have stayed buried. We set up our tents close to a small clearing with a circle of stones for a fire. The air was cool and the stars were bright above us. I remember how my daughter, Lily, was running around with her little backpack, her eyes shining with excitement. My wife, Sarah, was busy preparing some snacks while I gathered firewood. The night was calm at first, with just the soft crackling of the fire and our quiet chatter. About an hour after sunset, while we were sitting around the fire, Lily wandered off a little, chasing a dancing shadow. I didn't pay much attention, thinking she was just enjoying the outdoors. A few minutes later, she returned holding a small rusted box. The box looked old and forgotten, with peeling paint and a lock that was long broken. She didn't say much about it. She just placed it on the log near the fire and went back to her play. Curiosity got the better of us. I opened the box and found a few odd things: a faded scarf, a handwritten note with shaky words, and some other small items that did not belong together. The note mentioned a name I had never heard before and spoke of a terrible accident that happened long ago. It was as if the box was a time capsule of a past horror that someone wanted to hide. The scarf looked like it belonged to a young woman, and the other items hinted at a violent act. My heart started to pound as I read the note aloud. At first, we tried to brush it off as someone's misplaced belongings, maybe left behind by another camper. But then strange sounds began to fill the air. There were soft footsteps in the leaves, like someone was walking just behind the trees. The wind seemed to whisper secrets, and the shadows around our campsite grew deeper. We started to feel that something was watching us. We gathered inside our small tent, huddled together in a circle. My wife and I discussed what we had found. The note mentioned a local incident that happened many years ago. It spoke of a powerful man who had a dark secret and had tried to cover up a fatal accident. It seemed that the box was a reminder of that hidden truth. Each of us felt a chill as the story sank in. Were we meant to find this box? Or was it a warning to keep quiet? The night grew colder, and the sounds outside became more distinct. I could see a faint figure moving between the trees, too far away to be sure what it was. The uneasy feeling in my stomach was growing stronger. Lily, who had been playing earlier, now sat in silence, her eyes wide and fixed on the dark forest. Every crack of a branch or rustle of leaves made us jump. We debated what to do next, whether we should report the find or try to forget it. The idea of exposing a long-forgotten crime scared us more than any ghost. In the deep of the night, just as I thought we could finally sleep, a loud sound came from outside. It was like the scream of metal being dragged across the ground. I rushed out of the tent, only to see the fire flicker wildly as if something large was moving behind it. I swear I saw a shape vanish into the thick brush. My heart raced, and I called for my family to stay together. The rest of the night passed in a blur of whispered fears and anxious looks. The strange sounds slowly stopped, leaving an empty, heavy silence. When dawn finally came, We packed up quickly, not daring to look back at the woods. We left the box behind as if it was too dangerous to keep, and we drove away with a heavy secret in our hearts. I still think about that night. I question if we did the right thing, if we should have told someone about what we found. Even now, I feel a weight every time I see a dark forest or a quiet, empty campsite. Some secrets I learned that night are better left hidden, and sometimes the past will always reach out to remind us of its terrible power.